Hello and welcome back to VHawks Podcast, where soon we will be in the off season, which is what both of us want at this point. But first, we've got to make it through playoff football, and we're just hoping that we get some good games.
I am once again asking for your support with a 1 year contract.
I'm KOC, and I have a great plan for the Rams. First, we make no changes to our game plan after last week's loss. Then, we tell Donald to keep holding onto the ball forever. Next, we never adjust to anything in game and give up halfway through the third quarter. Oh no, we got a loss versus the Rams, only scored one touchdown, and Darnold sacked 9 times, which is tied for the most in a playoff game. Cool.
You can tell how we're feeling this week with all the memes for our, well, I don't know what you'd call it, but whatever. So, Kansas City, right?
Yeah, Kansas City and the refs, who, by the way, I will say the refs were with Los Angeles, the Rams at least last week. I think they're going to go back to Kansas City because I think that they love Kansas City. So Kansas City and the refs, plus 10.
Kansas City was on a
Actually, no,
bye.
plus 3 because it's going to be close. It always is close.
Kansas City was on a bye, so the refs had to go find a new home somewhere like the Rams.
Exactly.
Also, just as a thing for all those people in Los Angeles right now, prayers out for you and your families. Um,
Absolutely.
Hopefully those fires will end soon.
I just don't like your football team, but I like you guys.
Yeah.
Prayers up for the people.
And then, yeah, I'm going with Kansas City, but actually, there is no but. I would say if it wasn't Kansas City and insert some other team in Kansas City's position, I'd be like, actually, I'd be feeling pretty good about Houston right now. But no,
Yeah.
Kansas City's going
Yep.
to be in the Super Bowl. Kansas City's going to win their third straight. So Patrick Mahomes can be this generation's Tom Brady and all that crap, whatever. So yeah, Kansas City. Uh,
Yeah. Now, if Houston turns into a juggernaut in the playoffs, that will surprise the heck out of me.
this is round two.
Yeah. So we'll see. Um, but anyway, moving on. Washington at Detroit. I'm picking Detroit. They had a bye week as well, which was more meaningful to them because they had so many guys injured, and I think they'll be getting a good amount of them back. Um, and even before then, they were still arguably the most dominant team in the NFL. So, as much as I said in the earlier video, and I still feel that I want Washington to be the team to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, it's not going to happen. Detroit takes this one. Give me Detroit plus 15.
Yeah, Washington, you got your playoff win. We didn't even, or I didn't even expect you to get a playoff win. Um, but you did it. So I would say Jane Daniels, rookie season, major success for what we were predicting the Commanders would be at the beginning of the year, and especially after your first match versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that did not go that great. Um, but this is when you finally, it's basically Houston last year when they beat the Browns and then faced Kansas City and lost. This is you running into your buzzsaw now. Going to give it to Detroit. I just feel like that offense is just going to be too much for the Commanders.
Can we, can you agree, because Detroit is my division rival and is favored to win, that if Washington somehow upsets them, that we just have a lull with the Lions logo as one of our videos?
Yeah, or something like that. We'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. All
Especially
right,
for
Los
being the one
Angeles
seed.
at Philly, huh?
Especially with Detroit being the one seed.
Exactly, and the highest scoring team in the NFL too. Los Angeles at Philadelphia. I will say the Rams are a great team. They were fully healthy. They did not have a single player not ready for that game. They did lose Witherspoon, no, not Witherspoon, what's his name? They lost one of their cornerbacks. I think he'll be okay. I think he even came back later in the game, but that might have been one or the other. Anyway, but they're mostly healthy minus one guy. Going into Philly, who did have Jalen Hurts, obviously, and they performed well. Going into Philly, I think Philly is going to take this game. Um, I will say, Los Angeles is a great team, major respect, but I also think that a lot of that game was the Vikings shooting themselves in the foot, um, and not preparing for the game at all. So give me Philly. That home field advantage is second to none in the NFL. Um, Plus, they've got a pretty dominant team themselves, and Saquon continues his amazing year.
Yeah, I think for LA, a lot of it's going to be just the emotional toll these past 2 weeks have had. Their home playoff game that they should have had got moved to Arizona, so they didn't even get their home game. They're also getting a one less day of rest. And Philly played on Sunday, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Sunday.
they were the 4:30 game.
Yeah. So Philly's getting a one more day of rest, and they were still at home for that game, so no traveling. The Rams having to travel to Arizona for their game, and then having to travel to Philly. I also feel like Philly's offense is made for what type of game does Philly want to play? If it's we're gonna be a physical run team the whole game, Saquon Barkley can do that. If it needs to be a shootout, um, Jalen Hurts has
Jalen
the
Hurts, AJ
weapon.
Brown, and Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have the weapons to match Matthew Stafford and Nakua and Cup. So, and I also feel like Philly's defense is a bit better than the Rams, and Jalen Hurts isn't going to have the same mistakes as Darnold had against the Rams and give the Rams a whole bunch of opportunities. So I just feel like Ramsey got your matchup, but I feel like there's going to be a bit of emotional toll, and Philly's going to be able to get through this game. It'll probably be close, but I would not be surprised if by the end Philly's up by two or three scores.
Yeah. And also, Los Angeles might have to deal with practicing at facilities that aren't theirs, which could play a factor as well. Not to mention, they have to travel across the continent. So, um, that's also going to be a major factor. But anyway, lastly, we've got what should be the most interesting game this uh divisional round is Baltimore at Buffalo, battle for who the true MVP is. I think Buffalo's home field advantage is going to be just enough, not to mention that every game except for one in Wild Card Weekend was won by the home team. So, I do think that Buffalo will edge out Baltimore just barely. I think Buffalo has the weapons to take down Baltimore's improved defense, but still not great. Um, I think it'll be a close game in the end, but I do believe Buffalo's defense will step up at least once, and force at least one turnover. Um, and I think Buffalo comes away with this.
I will say the funny thing, out of all four games, Washington and Detroit is the only game we did not see this season,
That's true.
which
That is kind of
Baltimore
funny.
destroyed Buffalo, but that was at Baltimore.
Hmm.
Philly actually destroyed the Rams by like 17 points, and it was at Rams.
But
Um,
that was when they were injured to hell, right?
let me go back and look.
It was likely when they were injured to hell. Um, but yeah, and then Kansas City obviously beat Houston because
No,
Kansas
they
City
had
only
Cup and
lost one
Nakua.
game. So they what?
They had Cup and Nakua that game.
Gotcha. Well, they had an offense. Maybe that was when Kyron Williams didn't play, or the defense was just
Kyron played
backups.
that game too.
So
It was the game that Saquon ran for 255,
okay, so yeah, it was the defense just being out.
or just shit.
But
We'll see what
yeah,
happens. But this Baltimore Buffalo game, it's hard to tell because both offenses could take over this game, and if one falls behind, it's going to be tough for the other one to come or for them to make up or the make up the distance. It's really going to be. who gets momentum first. Um, could see this just coming down to who has the ball last and who needs a touchdown or who needs a field goal. And does Baltimore have their foot on the line, or does Justin Tucker miss another kick? Or how many other ways has Baltimore lost this season? Um, I'm going with Buffalo just because they looked pretty dominant in their win against Denver. Um, I feel like this is also a different Buffalo team that we saw at Baltimore, and also when Baltimore is on the road, they are a different team. And I feel like we're going to see that too on Sunday.
Yeah. And Josh Allen can only lose so many coin tosses, right?
No
That's
clue.
gonna that might be a major thing to look for, not gonna lie, on Sunday. But okay, yep, we're picking the slate of home teams, which is not surprising considered all of them won except one um in wild card weekend. So we'll see how it goes. As always, we'll be back here next week to talk about the results and our predictions. We might throw another video in there. We're not sure. This week, we kind of feel it's a moot point to put in rankings. And we didn't really have the time to get in and actually, think of another topic and use it. And obviously, I was very much, I am and will be very much in an emotional hangover. So it's probably best that we didn't do another one, in all honesty. But we will be back next week, and we'll hopefully have another video out for you guys. So stay tuned. Good luck for your teams if they're in the playoffs, unless they're Philly, the Rams, or Detroit. In which case, I do not wish you good luck. But
Or Kansas City.
yeah, honestly, if but that see, but I feel comfortable in Kansas City taking down Detroit, Philly, or the Rams if they make it. That's the only problem. The
Still,
only time I'll root for Kansas City is if they're playing a division rival of mine or if they're playing in the playoffs against an NFC team I don't like.
which they aren't right now. So hopefully they lose to Houston.
But see, then who do I feel confident enough to beat Detroit or Philly
Buffalo,
or the Rams?
Baltimore.
I mean, sure, but I mean Buffalo was the team to beat Detroit besides the Bucks earlier in the season.
Well,
But
Baltimore also curb stomped Detroit last year.
yes, so we'll see. We'll
Also,
see.
what are the logo colors for the Super Bowl this year?
You like orange, right? Orange red. I don't even know. I
2025.
thought it was purple, and then we pulled it up, and it's not. So
Oh shit. Red and
which
bright green.
yeah, so it's gonna be Kansas City Philly rematch.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
there you go.
I wonder who's gonna win.
I hate everything.
Well, hey, at least that means the Rams aren't making it, which is what both of us want. So
Wait, hold on, 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 hold on. If the lesser's the one that wins, huh? I guess what's the lesser on this? Hold on, you're getting a text.
okay,
What's the lesser color? Is it the red or is it the green?
have not received. Oh, there it is. Okay,
Because the
the
lesser is the
lesser
one
the
that wins.
lesser color is the green. I would
So
say.
the Eagles would be winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, but Chiefs dark magic. But we'll see. How long is that trend going on?
Since the Rams and Bengals,
Okay, so it's not been that long. That's like 3 years, right? 4 years.
three.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, Chiefs will break it. That's going to be Chiefs Super Bowl. I mean, we already knew this coming into the season, even when the Chiefs were winning close games and by every stupid means in the book. But
I
it's
wonder why
inevitable.
I kept them as the number one team for so long till they lost.
Yeah, but it's see, that's the my thing was like it's how they're looking in the regular season because of like if you're gonna pick the team that you think is gonna win the Super Bowl, everybody's gonna have the Chiefs at the top.
Yeah.
Like that's why I only had them up there if they did well, which they never really did. So, I wanted to give credit to the regular season stompers because they deserve it because that'll probably be the only time they get it, like the Vikings, like the Bucks. So, but anyway, that'll be it for this week. All we feel is pain, but at least Matt didn't have to go through it this week.
I would have rather been in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would have rather you been on the playoffs too. We could have beaten you, maybe. Maybe.
Eat shit.
Well, we at least did it once, so we'd at least hopefully have a chance. But honestly, I don't think we would because if Darnold played the same, then no. Uh-uh.
If Rowe was just handing the ball out still,
Yeah. I don't know. It, oh, still angry. Anyway,
we just need good games this weekend because it was a shit weekend for football.
it was. It really was. So anyway, that'll be it. Actually, now go JJ McCarthy. Run this team next year.
Peace.